Welcome to the first episode of the Untitled Hoover Talk Show. I am Mr. Jeremy, your host. Each week, we're going to introduce to you a guest from our Beacon staff where I'm going to do a casual interview with them just to get to know them a little better, and we're going to play a little game with them. Today's episode will be debuting the show with a good friend of mine, very talented, the basketball fanatic, the wizard of shoe restoration, Mr. Jonathan Locsin. Mr. Jonathan is going to be playing a little game with me called Time for Your Close-Up, where we'll be testing his knowledge of shoes. So do stick around at the end of the interview. Before we begin our show, I want to show you some highlights from our Hot Seat event. Hot Seat is an event that we're holding in the after-school program. Staff are put on hot seat during a live Zoom session, and students get to ask questions. It's held once a month at the end of the month, and every session is going to be a different staff on the hot seat. This past month, I was on the hot seat, so please enjoy the highlights. All right, so welcome everybody. Welcome to my home. So the Wildcats have a bunch of questions. Appropriate, I hope.
What's your favorite song?
Funny, my daughter asked me that the other day. That's so hard because I have so many favorite songs. Current or past?
Let's do one of each.
One of each. So currently I am listening to Eldre. If you have not heard of Eldre, I think he's pretty cool. He actually does remixes of really popular songs with a really dope beat. Music from the past, bands that I really enjoy listening to is like Duran Duran, Huey Lewis and the News. So I'm really old school in terms of music.
Somebody was wondering, why do you enjoy making stuff out of foam, like your costumes? And like, where did you get that inspiration from?
So my inspiration actually came from watching this man named Xavier Conley. He actually does a YouTube, Instagram. He's a big social media guy called Ebony Warrior Studios. I follow him because the first time I saw this TV show, he won that contest, and after that, I'm inspired by everything he does. He's been putting together different outfits from Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, and just anything you think. Halo. He's done a whole full Halo Spartan suit. And that just pushed me to decide, hey, you know what, I want to always be in a constant state of learning. So learning new crafts has always been a passion of mine. Now I'm actually working on the Mandalorian helmet. My daughter's giving me a raspberry in the background because it's been 6 months in the making now, but I'm hoping to get it done by Halloween, because guess what, y'all, we're doing a Halloween costume contest in the future. What is your favorite cheesecake? Coming from Angelo. Ooh, Oreo cheesecake. Do you believe in destiny, or we chose our life path? That is deep. I believe that there are some things in our control that we can control, some things we can't. I mean, that's the reason why I'm able to do some things that I love to do. Part of it, we do choose it, but sometimes we can't because there are some things in life we can't control. So I think it's kind of like a half and half. What grade are my daughters in? My oldest is 3rd grade and my youngest is in the 2nd year of preschool. Ooh, favorite Star Wars movie? Empire Strikes Back. Has to be Empire Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back is the most influential because of No, I am your father. That's why.
What was your first major injury?
I have never had a major injury.
Have you ever cut yourself badly?
I got a cut from a cup,
How?
like one of these. Yeah.
Okay, that is.
And
crazy.
I still have the scar to prove it, and it's right here. And it was one of those that couldn't stop bleeding. Like you just hold your finger over the sink and it just keeps dripping. So I got cut by a cup. Why is my favorite quote? Give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man a fish, he eats for a lifetime. That is my mantra. That is the reason why I do education. I totally believe that if I teach students to know how to handle a problem on their own, and give them the tools to solve it, then they are set for life, versus me giving them the answers for the current assignments and whatnot. Okay. Mr. Jonathan, what am I going to miss most about this 8th grade class that I started off with as a site coordinator. You're very much close to my heart. There's a lot of from the first time I've seen this class from sixth grade, there's so many things that I love about this group. At this time, we're going to go through a segment called Dad Jokes. I have my daughter Chloe here. Chloe, say hi.
Hello.
And what better way to tell dad jokes than to be an actual dad with an actual kid? I have a stack of cards here, and these contain a lot of the jokes that I've been picking up from all the students at our community, and we are very excited to say these are some really good ones. If you have a dad joke that you'd like to showcase for our talk show, please click on that email at the bottom of the description and send them my way. Make sure they're appropriate for our audience. Alright, here's how it's going to work for the first ever airing of Dad Joke segment. Chloe and I would take turns saying a joke that's been given to one of our students. I will introduce the student's name, and Chloe or myself will begin the joke. And yeah, are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, Chloe. This joke comes from Lawrence. Chloe, how many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh?
I don't know.
10 tickles. Alright, this joke comes from Gio.
Daddy, what do you call a sad coffee?
I don't know.
A depresso.
The next joke's coming from Dana. Chloe, did you hear about the guy who invented the knock-knock joke?
No.
Well, he won the Nobel Prize. Alright, next joke comes from Gio again.
Daddy, what do runners eat before a race?
I don't know. What do they eat before a race?
Nothing. They fast.
Okay. This joke comes from Nicole. Chloe, why did a student eat his homework?
What? That's crazy. What is it?
Well, because his teacher said it was a piece of cake. Alright, now next joke comes from a student named Lawrence.
What do you call an alligator with a vest?
What do you call an alligator in a vest? What do you call an alligator in a vest?
An investigator.
Oh. Next joke coming from Dana. Chloe.
Yeah?
What do you call a cheese that's not yours?
I don't know.
Not your cheese.
Not my cheese.
Alright, and our final joke comes from Nicole.
Daddy, what goes up but doesn't go down?
What goes up but doesn't go down? I don't know, Chloe. What goes up but doesn't go down?
Your age.
Alright, so that's it for our first ever segment of Dad Jokes. If you have not heard any of the jokes that you've submitted, we are saving it for a special occasion in next episode of Dad Jokes. If you have any suggestions on what kind of dad jokes you want to feature to the show, please go ahead and send that through that email in the description. Till next time, see you next time. Alright, let's go.
Daddy, you threw all the cards.
Here it is, folks, our interview with Mr. Jonathan Locsin. Enjoy. What's up, Mr. Jonathan? How's it going? Thanks for being here today. Yeah, thanks for taking time from your weekend. We're just gonna have a very casual conversation. I just have a couple questions. We can just bounce back. We just have like almost like a practice run for our podcast, maybe. Right.
Pretty serious about that.
Right. First question. How long have you been working at Hoover?
Hoover, man, how long have I been there? 3 years now. 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade for this class. So yeah, total of 3 years. I came in from FSK in elementary school. before I got there. Shout out Mr. Jeremy from FSK too.
Me and Mr. Jonathan have the almost exact same like career path. Right? We both started at FSK. We both came to Hoover. Yeah, and I think that's why we kick it off so well. But how long?
And
How long?
we're both psychology majors.
Psychology majors. Yeah, there we go.
I can hear what he's thinking right
Yeah,
now. Like,
or no, just reading your behavior too, like just your body language. I know exactly what's going on. So how long have you been working with youth? That's I think one of the things that we always like to wonder. Like,
yeah, so like I said, it was my first year at Key. That was my first year in education. Before going on to Hoover for those next 3 years. So yeah, that's where it all started. I mean, yeah, there's not much to say to that one. Yeah.
did you ever work with kids prior? Like any?
I don't think so. No, like every other job I've had has been like retail or like some kind of sales or
Got it.
some other random stuff.
Retail or education?
Oh, education, hands down.
Education,
Like
yeah,
I
right,
don't
right.
like, checking somebody out at the counter and it's like, oh, do you want to open a credit card? Nobody wants to open a JCPenney credit card. Like, come on. Like,
Right.
I couldn't do that to older customers. I felt bad.
But here's the thing, though. Like, I'm always wondering. This is always a question that's in my mind. I've been working with kids since like 2002, right? So, always ask this question to people who work in education. Like, if you weren't in education, what other field would you have been in?
Shoot, I'd probably go with maybe being a counselor or some type of like therapy, or business. Yeah, I always loved like talking to people and helping them out with like their lives and their problems and just having like that personal connection,
Mm.
just like helping people get through that. So I'd probably go with therapy or just business because I just love the hustle of it.
Fun fact: I also thought about being a therapist at one point.
What I'm
But,
talking about,
hey, but
psychology.
I got that inspiration from my dad because my dad is a marriage family therapist. So I'm like, hey, maybe I'll look up to and do it. It's not until like I graduated and he told me don't do it. Like it's cutthroat. Don't do it. Hey, what draws you to education? What's your main drive?
It's like one reason, but like a bunch of like mini reasons behind that. It's like a lot of like personal reasons on why I work with kids in education. That kind of like breaks down to like not having a lot of people have my back when I was a kid.
Mm.
So I grew up pretty fast, having to do stuff on my own. Um, I kind of just trained myself to hustle when it came to like making money. I didn't have an allowance. I only had money from like Christmas and birthdays, and stuff that I wanted, I had to pay for on my own. And just because like I didn't want my parents paying for it, because I knew at a young age we weren't rich, so I didn't want them spending their money on shoes and like toys and stuff like that, because I thought there's more important stuff. Part of that is what I bring to education, just trying to teach kids how to like be on their own, just letting them know that they're gonna have to rely on themselves throughout life, but to also let them know that people have your back. That's something that I mentioned earlier. Like I didn't have a lot of adults, I feel like, that kind of just supported me or even told me that I would be something or like I was capable of something, so I try to put that out on kids and just telling them, letting them know, letting them hear it, I think is something super important. So it's like a lot of personal stuff. It's a lot of stuff that I didn't get that I want to be able to give to others.
What's the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you during middle school?
One thing, I don't know if it's like the most embarrassing, but like I remember one day I already knew it was going to be bad. So, a little background, I got into shoes and clothes in middle school. I was super like into fashion and like color coordinating and all that. And then one day I got a new pair of Jordans. They were white, purple, and gold. And, that's kind of hard to wear with those colors. And this is around the time where I didn't know about like blue jeans in a way. Like, blue jeans is like a common garment worn, with anything. I did not like to wear blue jeans. Like that's how color coordinated I was. I was like, blue doesn't match with everything. It doesn't make sense. So I didn't wear blue jeans and I wanted to wear my purple and white shoes. So I wanted to find something to match with it. And I found a random purple shirt that had like a San Francisco trolley on it. I've never worn it in my life. I literally went through my parents' closet, wore it. And to match that, I had white sweatpants.
Ooh.
And I just kept looking at myself in the mirror for like an hour straight. And I was like, this is a mistake. This is a mistake. But I don't have anything else. What am I going to do? I'm not going to wear blue jeans. I just kept going in and out, looking at myself, thinking this is going to be a mistake. I went to school. I wore it. I got grilled. They roasted me. They're like, "Why are you wearing white sweatpants? What is that on your t-shirt?" And I didn't even know what it said on my t-shirt. So yeah, I got home. It was like a long day at school, and I just looked at myself again and thought, "I told you. I told you to not wear that."
Fashion's like a big thing for you though, right? So I mean, like, how did that interest start off?
I would say it's like just everything about it. Like when it comes to textures, certain materials and the combinations that they're put in. You know, like a shoe can have like some parts leather, some parts like nylon, and just the execution and like the creativity behind certain items being made, and just like having historic stuff behind it too, like a Michael Jordan shoe that he wore when he dropped like 63 points on the Knicks or whatever. And just like that one day, it was in the playoffs or whatever, and there's a whole story behind that moment, that day and time that like that happened. So just like, I don't know, stories and materials and colors.
Yeah, speaking of textures, because I know you have like a really interesting sweater, like that pink one that's all fuzzy. I mean, what kind of
Yeah.
material is that? Like Sherpa or something?
Yeah, Sherpa.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
That's like my only like item like that. It's super loud, as you can see. Not super loud, but it's like
Yeah,
all pink.
yeah,
you
I
know?
wouldn't call it loud, but I mean, it looks comfortable. I mean, I would definitely wear something more comfortable, even if it's like fluorescent yellow. I'll still wear it because it's comfortable, right? Clothing wise, if it's $5 a tee, I'll get it, but I wouldn't spend like $20 for a t-shirt unless like it's really has like a lot of good meaning behind it. But $5 tee right here, you know.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, people. Just because somebody likes clothes and shoes doesn't mean that I buy everything expensive. Like that's
Right,
a big
right.
misconception that people have with like other people that have clothes and shoes interests.
Yeah.
I love $5 shirts. I love going to Target. If I can find a good deal on a good shirt that I like, I'm buying it all
Yeah.
day.
Are you like a big like name brand kind of guy?
There's like a couple brands that I like, and I always like have an interest on what they're gonna come out with next. But
Mhm.
at the end of the day, it's like if that looks cool to me, like I
Yeah.
like it. I like what I like.
Yeah. I mean,
Doesn't
if
have to
you
be
roll into
super.
Costco jeans, Costco sweatpants, those are fine, right?
Hey, what's it called? 42 degrees, I think, at Costco, or 32 degrees. They got some warm stuff. They
90.
got like these leggings, they got sweatpants, they got sweatshirts for like only $20, I think, $15.
I used to think, oh, you got to buy Levi's jeans
Right.
and all that, right? But I don't know. Lately, it's been like either Old Navy or Costco actually has some really good jeans. And the one I have right now that I really like, dark, really dark blue, almost black. I think it's called Urban Stars. It looks good, and no one's gonna look at my tag, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
You
Okay.
buy what you like. That's what it comes down to. It's your money.
Are you like a big Nike or Adidas guy? If you were to pick between the two, which one would you be?
I love both, but I'll go with Nike all day. Like Nike all day, all day.
It's
Um, yeah, I just love the history of it.
pretty cool because the game that we're gonna play today really is gonna test your shoe know-how, your shoe knowledge. So I'm gonna really put that passion to the test. Pick some really interesting shoes, and hopefully you can kind of figure out what those shoes are.
I hope so too. I don't know what you're about to pull out.
Hmm. Well, let's just say it's across different generations. I remember you telling me like during like beginning of the school year, you started like a couple of businesses. So this is like a business that's born out of the COVID-19 pandemic. So what's the business, if you mind like me asking about it?
Yeah, so my two businesses focus on buying and selling shoes. So there's a market for that. Um, Pretty much buy shoes, sell them for a profit, and so on with multiple pairs. And then the second business is restoring shoes. So I'm pretty much cleaning, gluing shoes together that first came out like 10 years ago. Now they're falling apart.
Mm,
So yeah, I work on a lot of like older shoes and just put them together because a lot of these shoes like have a nostalgic aspect to them with the people that own them. Like I've been working on shoes where it was like that person's first pair from high school, and like when you're
yeah,
in high school, you don't have a
yeah,
job and Jordans can be expensive. So it's like
yeah,
a common thing to have that, but I always appreciate working with this type of clients because there's meaning behind it. It's
yeah,
not just
yeah, yeah.
some Jordan shoe. Um, and yeah, and I've been planning these two businesses for years. I'm a perfectionist and I wanted to execute everything the right way. And, COVID happened. And, that was like, the same time or like near the time that I was starting up. You know, I started up like probably the beginning of the year, and then COVID just unfortunately, you know, gave me a time to focus more on it. But you know, if we could have a normal life, I'd rather be working my business through a normal time.
If anyone interested in learning more about Mr. Jonathan, how he runs his business, after school folks, he does have a Build Your Business club. So if you're interested, hit him up on that. If you even have questions about building a business and you're not part of after school, you know, you can join in this ILT time, especially you eighth graders. So time to pick up some new skills, and hey, you can make your parents proud.
Yes, sir. That's what it's all about, and make yourselves proud too.
Say like one more question before we jump to our game. So what's one advice that you will give to your students?
I would just say like kind of touching like there's a lot of stuff I could say, you know, but like I'll just go off of like the stuff that I said earlier. You know, you might have times where you feel like you got to do stuff on your own, and maybe if you're lucky you don't have to feel like that and you have like a good supportive system. But either way, just learn how to do stuff on your own, push yourself, get things done, work hard, understand that what you put in or what you get is what you put in. And yeah, just because like as you go through life, you know, you're gonna have to do more stuff on your own, and it might sound scary, but if you start doing it at a young age, you learn how to pick it up and you get used to it. And yeah, you learn how to be proud of yourself. And when you are proud of yourself, give yourself some credit. You know, a lot of middle school kids or like any kids in general, they're really hard on themselves. And you know, you be happy for yourself at the end of the day. You know, a lot of the stuff that you do, you did on your own, and no one else did it for you. So be proud of yourself.
Well, I'm hoping that we get to go back soon, because I think, like like you said, you mentioned this before. The Zoom meetings are not as personal as would be in person. You know, and I totally feel you on that. Um, I think if I'm going to say this current eighth grade class, this is the same class that you started with. So
My Wildcats, let's go! Shout out to all my eighth graders. I love y'all. Oh my god, big year for y'all.
Yep. Yeah, and some of them you actually had them since you were like they were sixth graders too, I believe.
Yeah,
Right.
sixth grade, even summer camp before that. Like,
Summer camp before that, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so definitely want to make sure that now hopefully we'll be able to get past this. We can spend that maybe hopefully in spring semester, that one last hoorah before they go off to high school. Man, it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Huge, huge, man. So proud of them.
We are actually now going to play a game.
Oh man, I don't know if I'm ready for this.
All right, so the name of the game is Time for Your Close-Up. Mr. Jonathan will be given a few slides, just a few slides of close-up shots, and they're very pixelated, very like distorted sometimes maybe. And he's got to figure out what the name of the shoe is. Now, disclaimer, I'm not a big shoe guy, but I am taking this all out from whatever the internet tells me. So if it's wrong, please correct me. Put it on the comments, and then Mr. Jonathan, if he's gonna be able to correct me,
Y'all might have to correct me. There's a million shoes out there.
Right. All right, Mr. Jonathan, you ready?
Yep. Let's do
Okay.
it.
So this is gonna be your first shoe. I'm going to the first slide.
The first thing I thought of was like a cookie. Like,
And let me know when you're ready for the next slide.
it's definitely a Nike shoe.
You ready for the next one?
Is it the same shoe? The next slide or?
Next slide's gonna be the same shoe.
Same
So
shoe.
we're just gonna do one shoe at a time.
Okay. All right. Cool. Oh man. You know how it's so pixelated? Like I have to sit back just to get like a better idea of what I'm looking at. Okay. All right. Cool. I'm good. Okay. So it's definitely a Nike shoe. It's a low top. It might be a Nike Dunk, maybe a Nike SB. I haven't seen this colorway before. I have a feeling you might be trolling me and somebody at work has these shoes.
You know, I remember dunks being a really big thing in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And then back.
So what's your answer? Nike?
And can I go back to the other pictures real quick?
Yeah.
I know it's the heel. I don't know these colors. Can you go to the first one, please? Yeah, I just see like a cookie.
I'm digging the olive.
Man. Yeah, I think it's like a Nike Dunk. but that back is throwing me off. Oh, I think this might be a Roshi. I think this is a Nike. Man, now that's throwing me off. Can I Google it real quick?
No.
All right, I'm gonna go with the Nike Roshi.
All right, this is the full picture now. Okay.
Okay. What is that? I don't know what that is.
Oh, we got Mr. Jonathan. All right. So according to the internet, all right, according to internet, this is a Nike Air Vortex.
Okay.
Is it really what it is? I am not sure.
All right, 0 for 1.
0 for 1. But it's okay. Maybe the next few will help a bit. So let's go to the next one.
Yeah, I want to like know the story behind that now. Okay. I think this is a Jordan. What's the next picture, please? Oh yeah, this is a Jordan too. This is like the multicolored one. What's the exact name? Was it a Dornbecker? I forgot, but these came out like last year. Yeah, this is definitely a Jordan too.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
It is.
I forgot the name though. I forgot the exact name of that color.
Well, good. Well, I'll give it to you because it is Jordan 2s, right? I don't know. It's an interesting pair of shoes. There's no swoosh.
Yeah, there's no swoosh. There's like story behind that too. This is Jordan's second model.
Let's go on to the next one.
Okay, it's either a Jordan 1 or probably a Dunk or an Airport. Okay, it's a Jordan 1.
Just knows a shoe.
It might be a mid. It might be a Jordan 1 mid or a high top. I'm not too sure though. Oh, these are the Gym Red Jordan 1 highs. They got the yellow midsole. Oh wait, no. What is gray now? Is it gray? Is it black?
No, it's been great. I'm going. No, so this is the first light, second shot, third shot.
Oh wow! I thought they were. Interesting.
Fourth shot. Very good.
Now I don't know.
Oh
man, because this picture looks like a particular shoe, and the gray. I thought, man, that just threw me off. I think it's a Jordan 1 mid.
Is that your final answer?
I'm trying to. So what I'm thinking is, if you got this off the Nike website, I'm trying to think of if it came out within the most recent years, and I'm trying to track down every release that came out in the past. Shoot, I don't know. Jordan 1 mid.
Jordan 1 mid. Ooh, is this Jordan 1? But this is a high.
I don't know what this is.
That's
like not a Jordan high, but it's like a high fly use. That's like a whole different model. This is like a fusion or a combination of something.
But it's good.
I'm not familiar with this one. This one, yeah.
All right, but you got a Jordan 1 at least.
Yeah,
right.
The wings logo. That's the part they removed from the Jordan 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like the Jordan 2 because of that. Like, it took away the Nike and the Jordan representation.
All right, well, I'll give this one to you because it is a Jordan 1. We're not going to be too picky about the details, but that's 2 for 3 now. Moving on to our next one.
Okay, it's a Jordan. Man, now you pick like the random models.
Oh yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be a model I don't know. All right, it's a Jordan 5.
We're going to go back. So this fourth slide, third slide, slide number 2.
Yeah, I think it's the Jordan 5. It might be a fusion. So just a little backstory. Jordan Fusions are shoes that are made up of different models. So like Jordan Brand, his signature line has like 27 different pairs. And what he does sometimes is he'll combine like the number 3 with the number 5 and so on. And make a new shoe.
Like a hybrid.
Yeah, like a hybrid pretty much.
Yeah.
So this could be one of them, but it might be a Jordan 5. I think these came out 4 years ago if I'm thinking about the right one.
Okay, Jordan 5, final answer?
Yeah, we'll go with the 5.
Okay, there we go. What is it?
I forgot to add, it was GS too. That's a grade school.
But hey, there you go, Jordan 5s. So Jonathan got this one. So what is it now, like 3 for 4?
Well, let's make it 2. I don't want the other one. That doesn't count. I didn't get that one.
Okay, all right. Well, who's keeping score, right? All right, moving on to the next one.
Oh, that's a Kyrie. Easy.
Kyrie,
probably the newest one. I think he's at a 5, 4. 4 or 5. Yeah, it's a Kyrie for sure though. Actually, they're not a Kyrie. Was that a Jumpman? Can you go back to? Yeah. Oh man, it's not a Kyrie. This is like a basketball shoe, like. So there for Jordan, there's like basketball shoes, and there's basketball shoes. Like there's shoes that you wear like casually, even though they're basketball shoes, and then there's
Casual,
shoes that,
like fashion statements.
yeah, like fashion statements as basketball shoes, and then he has like his. You wear these on the court and you play in these Jordans, and I think this is like a basketball Jordan.
Basketball Jordans. So what do you think? This is?
Man, I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna say the why not. I think 2.0, 3.0. These are the Russell Westbrooks. But I'm not sure. I thought it was a Kyrie for a second.
Are you ready for the review?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. And is this a Westbrook one? Take one.
One take. Okay.
Well, you mentioned Westbrook, right? Did you?
Yeah, Westbrook has his line, and it's called "Why Not" right now. I don't know if this is like new or before "Why Not." Like "Why Not" is his like signature line for him specifically. And yeah,
isn't that W like his like symbol? I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, but you got the Westbrook. Half of the answer.
Yeah. Half a point.
Half a point. Okay, let's go on to the next
fun.
one.
What is that? I don't know what that is. Is that a box? Is that the box? Oh man.
Let me know when you're ready to go to the next slide.
Yeah, what's the next slide? That did not help me.
It's like blending into the background.
I don't know what I'm looking at. Shoot. This is tough. Is it a shoe? I'm gonna go with the Nike Blazer.
Nike
Blazer? Yeah, I'm just gonna go with Nike Blazer, all white, maybe a gray colorway.
All right, final answer.
Yeah, this one's tough. This one. I'm just guessing on this one.
Okay.
Nike Blazer.
Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Third.
All right.
Nice.
Hyper Beast. Cool. That was a tough one. That's probably the hardest one.
All right, so going on to the next one. I think this is the second to last.
Okay.